welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we apprise you with the recent important legal developments across the country. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court dismisses plea seeking review of its verdict upholding EWS reservation. Viewers coming out of movie hall found discussing limiting interaction with Muslims. West Bengal government tells Supreme Court while defending the Kerala story ban. Supreme Court seeks Delhi police response on plea by TVF web series College Romance Makers seeking to quash obscenity case. Most divorces are arising from love marriages only, remarks Supreme Court. Supreme Court's Justice Sanjay Karol recuses from hearing Bihar Caste Census case. Delhi High Court rejects PIL seeking introduction of legal studies as subject in schools. Gautam Gambhir sues Punjab Kesari for defamation, seeks Rs 2 crores in damages. Now let's take a detailed look on the headlines. A bench of the CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices Dinesh Maheshwari, S. Ravindra Bhatt, Bela M. Trivedi and J.B. Pardiwala dismissed a batch of petitions seeking the review of the judgment of the top court, upholding the validity of the 103rd constitutional amendment that provided with 10% reservation to persons belonging to the economically weaker sections in admissions in educational institutions and government jobs. The Constitution Bench said that there was no ground to reconsider the verdict. The top court upheld the validity of the EWS reservations in November 2022. The West Bengal government filed an affidavit in the Supreme Court defending its move to ban the Kerala story, stating that the audiences coming out of the movie halls were found discussing among themselves to limit their interaction with Muslims and that Muslims ought to be taught a lesson. The state claims that such remarks were observed through police surveillance, while also stating that the movie is based on manipulated facts and contains hate speech in multiple scenes that may hurt communal sentiments and cause disharmony between the communities, which will eventually lead to a law and order situation. The order to ban the film in the state was issued on May 5th under Section 6 of the West Bengal Cinemas Regulation Act, which empowers the state government and district administration to prohibit the exhibition of a film if it could result in violence or breach of peace. The filmmakers have challenged this provision on the ground of it being violative of Article 19 of the Constitution and this wrongfully restricting the freedom of speech and expression of the filmmakers. The state government, however, claims that no fundamental right is absolute and there are reasonable restrictions imposed upon Article 19. A bench of Justices A.S. Bopanna and Hema Kohli of the Supreme Court, while extending the interim protection granted to the director and actors of the TVF web series College Romance on charges of obscenity, sought the response of the Delhi police in the case. The makers and actors of the show appealed to the top court against an order passed by the Delhi High Court in March that upheld the trial court order directing the registration of FIR against the makers and actors of the web series, while ruling that the language used in the series was profane, vulgar, filthy and obscene, and will deprave and corrupt the minds of young people. The Supreme Court bench protected the appellants from arrest and detention in relation to the FIR against them. A bench of Justices B.R. Gavai and Sanjay Karol of the Supreme Court, while hearing a transfer petition in a matrimonial case, remarked that most divorces are arising from love marriages only, after the counsel informed the court that the parties had a love marriage. The bench called upon parties to engage in mediation. Supreme Court Judge Justice Sanjay Karol recused from hearing the Bihar Caste Census case. The petition was filed by the Bihar government, challenging an interim order of the Patna High Court, staying the decision of the state government to conduct a caste-based survey in the state. The High Court had observed that the census could result in breach of privacy, while also highlighting that it was the centre that is empowered to conduct a census as per the Census Act of 1948. Justice Karol recused from the matter, stating that he was the Chief Justice of the Patna High Court before his elevation to the Supreme Court in February this year and had dealt with the matter while he was at the High Court. The Delhi High Court rejected a public interest litigation that sought directions for introducing legal studies as a subject in schools. The bench, headed by the Chief Justice Satish Chandra Sharma and also comprising Justice Subramaniam Prasad, observed that the issue falls within the domain of expert bodies and courts are not equipped to substitute for them. However, the petitioner shall be free to submit a representation to the Central Board of Secondary Education, that is the competent authority on curriculum designing. Gautam Gambhir, former cricketer and presently a member of parliament, filed a defamation case against a Hindi newspaper, Punjab Kesari, seeking rupees 2 crores in damages. Gambhir cited a number of reports about him published by the newspaper, claiming them to be malicious and distasteful, painting his image as a casteist, rude, arrogant MP, and even comparing him to a monster. One of the reports made by the newspaper was titled, "Delhi ke lapata sansad, Lucknow super giants ke liye bane bhasmasur," meaning Delhi's missing MP became a monster for Lucknow super giants. Along with the said report, Gambhir objected to several other reports while seeking an unconditional apology from the newspaper and to retract the defamatory publications. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum, and subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.